What's good, everybody? This is A.J. and I'm coming to you with another video because someone hit me up with a question that they wanted me to answer, so I am here to answer it. Now, before I answer it, let me just let you know, warning, I will be talking about STPs and Packers and public restrooms, so if anyone has any problem with that or is triggered by any one of those things, please click off now and go to another video. Otherwise, stay tuned for my answer. Alright, so do I use the public restroom? Yes, I do. When I'm out and I have to go to the restroom, I use the men's restroom. Now, if I know I'm going to be out for more than 2 hours, maybe more than 2.5 hours, I will use a STP device. I'll usually wear my STP device. Now, for those who don't know, STP stands for stand to pee. So I will use that, and I'll use that at a urinal, or if all the urinals are taken, I will go into the men's room stall. But if I know I'm not gonna be out for more than 2 hours, if I'm just running an errand or something, I'll just wear my Packer. And still, if I do have to go to the restroom within that time frame, I still go in. But instead of course, using a urinal, I'll just go into the stall. Usually, if I'm wearing my Packer for that short of time, I'll wait till I can get. I can wait till I get home to use the restroom, which is why I chose to wear my Packer, because I know I'm not going to be out for a long time. But yes, I do wear my STP when I'm out for more than 2 or 2.5 hours. Yes, I do use the men's restroom. Now, I know that question was asked in a sense of not just do I use the restroom, but how do I feel using the men's restroom? So even though that wasn't the question that was asked, that was the question that was implied. So I am going to answer that implication and say that the first time that I went into the men's room, first of all, I was really excited to go and use the men's room for the first time, mainly because I just had my STP. I was practicing with it at home for about 3 weeks, and I finally mastered it, and I'm like, I want to go out and use it in public. So my first time going into the men's room, it was like total euphoria. It felt really great. I honestly fit right in. No one gave me a second look. To be honest, men don't care. They just want to go pee. Like, they don't care. They're not looking at other guys. They're not looking around. They are straightforward. They're doing what they have to do, and then they're out of there. Like, it's no big deal. I think when it comes to us trans mask people and trans men, when it's that first initial time going in, I think we build up in our minds so much anxiety that, oh, someone's going to know, or they're going to clock us, or, they're going to look at us funny. We build that up within ourselves because we aren't sure if we're going to feel comfortable. It takes us actually going in to do it to actually say, hey, it wasn't that bad. And that was the feeling. When I went in for the first time, it wasn't that bad. And it's not that I had a lot of anxiety or I was afraid. I was really excited. Like I said, I have been practicing with my STP for 3 weeks, and I wanted to go out and use it, like give it my all, that sort of energy. And I went in, I was in a mall in Midtown Manhattan, and I went into the men's room, and all the urinals were taken, so I had to go into the stall. So I went in the stall, lifted the seat up, pulled down my pants, pulled out my STP, and went for it. And it was so amazing. I just remember having this huge smile on my face. It was one of the most amazing feelings, just to be able to stand to pee. And and fit in, I guess. It's kind of like a rite of passage, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but other than just a euphoric feeling. Um, that was the first time I went into a men's room. Um, and the second time I went in, a urinal was available. So I got to use it. And just when I was unzipping my pants, another guy came next to me. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's put it to the test. I didn't get scared. There was no anxiety. I just wanted to be seen as one of the guys. And I was. Like, I peed, he peed, we all peed, we left. Like, of course we washed our hands. But, I mean, that's just how it is. Like, no one's looking at anyone else. No one really cares. We just want to pee. Like, we just want relief. And especially, again, the second time I was in the mall in Midtown. And, when you're in the mall, you kind of want to get in and get out and keep shopping, or go home if you're done shopping, or go eat or something. And that's the whole mentality. I think, especially with guys, just want to get in, pee, and leave to continue our experience in the mall or at the movies or wherever we are. That's just how it is. So I was really excited my first time going into the men's room. So after that, it was just natural for me to go and do what I had to do and leave. And it feels right now. Like, I don't worry about anyone looking at me funny or wondering whether I really belong in there. As a matter of fact, one time I had to go to the restroom, and I mistakenly went into the women's bathroom. And this woman looked at me, and then she like held on to her daughter, and she kind of moved back. And I was like, oh, I am so sorry. And I walked out. And I'm like, well, I know I don't fit in there anymore. So, and I walked into the men's room, and no one gave me a second look. So I think, as I said, we build up such an anxiety to the point where we kind of psych ourselves out from going into the men's room, when it really isn't that big a deal. So now I don't just go use the restroom in the men's room out in public. When I go swimming, I'm in the men's locker room. I'm getting undressed. You take certain different approaches with things. So when I'm in the men's locker room, like if I'm swimming, I'll wear my swim trunks there. So all I have to do is take my clothes off, and my trunks are on already. After I come from the pool, I'll wrap the towel around me and around my waist and pull off my trunks, dry myself off like that, and then pull up my underwear under my towel. And no one knows any better. No one cares. They really don't care. There are other guys around. They're getting undressed. They're getting redressed. No one's looking, because we all have somewhere to go. And even if we didn't, we're not looking. We don't care, and it's just an amazing feeling to be able to go into the men's locker room, or to go into the men's room and just be seen as a guy. Like, it felt really good the first time, and it still feels great. So now I just walk in without any hesitation, without any anxiety. I never really had anxiety, but without any anxiety. I don't worry about people looking at me funny. I don't worry about people trying to wonder if I belong in that particular locker room or that particular men's room. I'm just seen as another guy going in to do what needs to be done. So yeah, I think if we would all just take a moment just to breathe a little bit and to realize that we do belong. And if you build that up within yourself, and you honestly go in just saying, I belong here. I'm one of the guys, I'm going in to pee. That comes off to other people. How you perceive yourself comes off to other people. So I would just walk in. I sometimes I would go like this to my hair, because guys do that every now and then, I guess. And I'll just keep walking, you know. But yeah, that's my answer. Yes, I do use um, public men's room when I'm out, when I'm wearing my STP. Um, Now, I will say for those who are about to venture out into using the public men's room for the first time, using your STP, here is a little tip for you. Think about the size of your STP, because the urinals, they're at different levels. So they have a low one, then they keep going up. They get like taller and taller. So if your STP isn't that long, I wouldn't suggest for you to use the lower one because it may be a bit of a stretch. And then I wouldn't suggest that you use the higher one because then you probably have to tilt upward, which may cause some backflow. So just feel it out. I know I had to when I realized it. I thought, and that's not all rooms, all men rooms, all men. I can't even talk. All men's restrooms. Um, some of them, they're all level. All the urinals are level. They're at the same level. But I have been in some where they're at different levels. So you just have to think about the size of the STP that you're wearing. Now, for me, I usually like wearing the bigger size. So my STP is maybe about between 5 to 6 inches long. So it really doesn't matter which one I use because I can just, if it's too high, I can just stand back. I don't use it like the really high one, but if it's too high, I can just stand back and it's fine. I don't have any problem with the tilt or with the aim. It's totally fine. I think the longer ones are a little better to use, honestly. The first one that I used the first time I went in was a short one. It was only maybe about 4 inches. And that one, it, like I said, that was my first STP. That was the first time using it, and I mastered it at home. After that first time, I really didn't use it again because I realized that the cup was too small. So I would have maybe a little bit of backflow, and that is like a really nasty feeling. So I didn't use that one anymore. I went and got another STP, and the one that I got after that was fine. And then I got another one, and then that one was like the perfect one. So now that one I use. So I would suggest thinking about the size of your STP and just the first time you go in, just go into the stall just to get used to the feeling of being in the men's room. And then when you feel comfortable, then you can venture out to the urinals if they are available. But go to the stall. And even if you have a little anxiety about going in the stall, I have seen some people and heard of some people taking toilet paper and putting it in the cracks on the doors of the stalls so that no one can peek in. Not that anyone would, but just in case you feel that they might, that's something that you can do. There are always ways, there are always a way to get around, the feelings that you may be feeling regarding using the men's restroom. So, yeah. And like I said, with your STPs, just kind of figure out which urinal, if you're going to use one, which urinal is best for you so you don't have that awkward tilt. But my experience was great. I didn't have any problems. I still don't have any problems. As a matter of fact, now when I'm in the men's locker room, I'm just talking to people. Like, it's good morning, and we're having little conversations here and there. It's great because and I get sirred a lot. I'm sorry, sir. Can you help me with this? There's one older gentleman. Every time I go swimming, he always swims in the lane next to me, and he's like, "I'm sorry, sir. Do you want to swim in a circle, or do you want to just split the lane?" And I'm like, we can split the lane. And then when we're in the locker room, he always has a problem with his lock. I don't know why he just won't. He has a combination lock. I don't know why he just won't get a key lock, but he can never open the lock ever. But he keeps bringing this lock, and he keeps asking, "I'm sorry, sir, but can you help me to open my lock?" Sure, no problem. Like I said, he's an older gentleman. I don't mind helping him. But I'm thinking to myself, dude, get another lock. Like, it's just that simple. If you don't know how to use it, don't use it. But it's gotten to the point now where I know the combination. So when I know he's there, I'll wait. If I leave the pool and get dressed before him, I will wait for him to come in just so I can help him with his lock. But I mean, it's just cool that I'm able to do that, and he sees me. He sees me as just another guy. He sees me as a peer. He doesn't see me as a threat. And it's all good. So yeah, that's my video. Yes, I do use the men's restroom when I am out in public. I do not have a problem. I have never had a problem. And it's all good, And like I said, go easy on yourself. Don't frustrate yourself too much. Don't put too much in your head thinking that something's going to happen or someone's going to say something. Just walk. And even if someone does say something, just keep walking. You don't have to respond to everything. You don't have to respond to everyone. It's none of anyone else's business where you use the restroom. If you choose to use the men's room, go to the men's room. It's fine. We as trans masked people and transgender guys, we just want to pee too, And a lot of times there aren't any gender non-conforming restrooms. It's just male and female. So you choose the one that you see fit, that's best for you. And be okay with it. And be comfortable with it. It may take some time, but with time and with practice and with going to do it, it'll become easier and easier to the point where it's just automatic and no one's looking and no one sees anything different. So yeah, that's my advice. That's my answer. I hope that helped you all out. You know what? If you have any more questions, let me know, and I will come back with another video just like this one and answer the question. So what I want you to do is do me a favor. I want you to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I'll come back with more videos for you. And hey, until then, happy peeing. A.J. out.